Good afternoon. Thank you for all finding time and visiting today's webinar. After successful completion of two national and international webinars each, today we are start of National Webinar Series 3, organized by the KMP College of Pharmacy, Perimbaur, in association with the Institution Innovation Council. KMP College of Pharmacy has been successfully organizing a series of national and international webinars with eminent speakers all over the globe with the vision of friends, intellectual wealth, students, faculty, research scholars, and pharmacists. Our today's topic is National Education Policy. The speaker is Dr. Arun Kumar KV, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Pharmacy, Kasaragod. Before we start, let me explain how you can do during this webinar. If you have any question during the presentation, just write them to chat. We will bring them up after the presentation as we have time for queries at the end. Your active participation is important throughout the session. Right now, I request all you to keep your audio on mute to avoid the background disturbance that may distract you from listening to the webinar. Please make sure that you can enter your queries and comments in the chat box throughout the presentation. Participants are requested not to present them during the presentation. So thank you and have a happy learning. Now I will request Mr. Revati EB, Assistant Professor at KMP College of Pharmacy, to deliver the welcome address. Madam, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for finding time for this academic webinar of our institution in collaboration with Institutions Innovation Council and initiation of HRD Ministry Government of India. Actually, this is the third series of our national webinar. First of all, I appreciate the right decision of our management and academic council to organize these kinds of programs for the academic benefit of our students and students community and teaching faculty. Now, I hereby extend my hearty welcome to our chief guest of today's webinar, Professor Dr. Arun Kumar KV, Vice Principal, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Pharmacy, Kasaragod, who is going to deliver a lecture on National Education Policy. Sir, I hereby express our full gratitude on behalf of me and for entire institution. Welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our most respected principal, Dr. J. Nandakumar, always with us for the preparation of this webinar. I hereby express my hearty welcome to our principal in this occasion. Welcome you, sir. Likewise, I also express my hearty welcome to all colleagues and beloved students who are attending this program. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Now, it's my privilege to welcome Dr. Harish Babu E., Professor, KMP College of Pharmacy, to introduce our resource person. Please, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk to us about national education policy. Professor Dr. Arun Kumar KV. Sir, sir is working as a Vice Principal, Professor and HOD, Department of Pharmaceutics, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Pharmacy, Equitable, Kasaragod. Dr. Arun Kumar is native of Angamali. He is in the field of teaching for the last 14 years. He has done his degree in Pharm from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore, Karnataka. Completed in pharmaceutical biotechnology from Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. Dr. Arun was awarded PhD in Faculty of Pharmacy from University of 2015. His profession as a teacher started from SRM College of Pharmacy and also worked at Nazareth College of Pharmacy, Chertala. Currently, sir is working as the Vice Principal of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Pharmacy, Equitable, Kasaragod. He has been the examiner and evaluator for various universities for post-graduation and undergraduate courses. Subject chairperson for Kerala University of Health Sciences, question paper setter, chief superintendent of examinations, coordinator for academic seminars and conferences, and also the coordinator for post-graduation and research activities. Dr. Arun Kumar's research experiences include pharmacognostical, phytochemical, and pharmacological evaluation of Indian medicinal plant Sandosalem limonella alston. Then recombinant expression studies like effect of ES86 gene of mycobacterium expressed by recombinant E. coli strain. Also isolating toxins from different species of sea nails and sequencing, and also assisted in the characterization of proteins using gel electrophoresis. Dr. Arun Kumar has guided different projects in postgraduate level like formulation and evaluation of anti-dandruff herbal shampoo containing datura metal loaded solid liquid nanoparticle. Then formulation, evaluation and optimization of neosomal gel of loratadine, herbally medicated gel for acne vulgaris, nanosomal herbal patches for wound, nanosomal herbal ointments for gout, lithosomal herbal gel for psoriasis. And also he has 15 guideships in undergraduate level. Dr. Arun Kumar has several presentations in Indian Pharmaceutical Congress, Karbagam University Research Congress, and also in Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala. Sir has got more than 17 publications in both national and international journals. With this small introduction, I cordially welcome Dr. Arun Kumar sir, and I hand over the session to you, sir. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to all. I hope I'm audible to all. If there is any kind of issues in hearing, just kindly inform me. First, let me extend my sincere gratitude towards the KMP College principal and Harish Babu sir and the rest of the coordinators who conducting this webinar. Inviting me as a resource person for this program. I'm very much thankful. And of course, when they asked for me the brief resume, I given the complete resume. That's why Harish Babu sir taken a little long time to complete my resume. I should have given a brief one. Sorry, sir. Then, so now we have to, my duty to you is to go through the national educational policy. I don't know who all are the audience right now. I believe at least above 50% are graduates or BPharm students, and some of them are teachers, and some of them from outside. That's what the audience, I believe. So anyway, so I will take the session as simple as I can. So first, let me go through what they are telling about the national educational policy, and then we will have a discussion about national education, how they will implement, and how it will be effective. Because many, what I feel is many of the students right now sitting on this platform, maybe it is due to the compulsion by the teachers, isn't it? You should attend the meeting, that's why you are sitting over here. And the every video is as such off. So I believe with very strong compulsion you are sitting over here. Anyway, I will try to reduce it as much easy as you can. I will try my level best. So let me begin it with a slide share. Then I will explain to you what they wanted to say about. Then we will go through one by one, and you can ask the questions. We'll see what we can do. So let me share the slides, what we have. Share only. സുമേഷ്, ഷെയറിംഗ് ഒന്ന് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്ത്. ഷെയർ ആവുന്നില്ല. ഷെയർ സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ഷെയറിംഗ് ആയോ? പ്രസന്റിംഗ് ടു എവരിവൺ. ഇതില് മറ്റേ
ഓപ്പൺ ആക്കിയില്ല, ഫയൽ ഓപ്പൺ ആക്കിയില്ല.
ഇല്ല, അത് ഇതിലേക്ക് എടുക്കണ്ടേ?
ജസ്റ്റ് ഓപ്പൺ ആക്കിയത്.
സൈസ് റെഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യണം.
അല്ല,
എങ്ങനെയാ ഓപ്പൺ ആക്കി? വിൻഡോ പറയാം. ഇത് എന്നെ കാണൂല. മിനിമൈസ് ചെയ്ത് ജോളിയോടൊന്ന് വിളിച്ചു വെച്ച് വരുന്നുണ്ടോ? അത് ഇതിനകത്തേക്ക് ഇട്ടോ. വരുന്നുണ്ട്. മറ്റേ ഇതുണ്ടല്ലോ നമ്മുടെ അനിമേഷൻ. അനിമേഷൻ അല്ല, സ്ലൈഡ് ഷോ. So whether you can see the slides?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Proceed.
Okay. So now let's begin. What the view on national educational policy? The policy has coming to picture on 2020. That's why it's known as National Educational Policy. So let's see one by one what they are telling about. In wide angle, if you are saying about a national education policy, it is you must think in such a fashion that you are going to implement a policy for 130 million people. So implementing the system, implementing the educational policy for 130 million people, it is not an easy joke. So you need informations from different areas, because as we know, the geographical pattern, the educational pattern, and the society, the language, entire thing is different in a country like India. It may be easy for many countries, but it is not easy for our country because of this diversity. So when we implementing this national education or any kind of educational policy is in India, you need a very strong benchmark. Then only whatever the pros and cons is going to come, that we will get to know. So it should go in that fashion. The previous educational policy was day back around 2 decades before it has been started. That time the motto was different, and this time the motto is different, because India is improving. Day by day, India is getting improving, and you can even see that when your parents or somebody elder people, if you ask them what was the condition on that time when they studied, and what is the condition right now, what you are studying now, you are hearing a webinar from a person who is sitting in Kasaragod, and you are from different places, and some of them from the college itself. So now the platform you can hear the webinar from anywhere in this world. So that is a condition. So the entire system is changing. Accordingly, the teachers has to change, the students has to change, the syllabus has to change. So the entire system has to be changed. Then only the effectiveness of national or effectiveness of educational policy will happen. Otherwise, it will stop somewhere without any follow-up. Let's see what is happening in national educational policy. So this is a history, a very short history of national education policy. It started on University Education Commission in 1948 to 49. That is just after the independence. Then it later on comes as Secondary Education Commission, which lead up to 52 to 53. Then at third, it is Education Commission. It is 64 to 68. It was under Dr. D.S. Kothari. It is known as Kothari Committee. Then comes the real policy, that is National Policy on Education in 1968. So that much time it took to make education policy of our own at the first time. Then 42nd Constitutional Amendment, that is amendment to the previous national education policy, was happened in 1976. Then later on, a new educational policy came, which is on 1986. National Policy on Education, NPE, that is the current structure. It is coming into the current structure. National Educational Policy in 1986. Then modified in 1992. Then modified, amendments has been added on 2006. Modified, amendments has been added. So remember, then the last modified amendments has been added. So remember, then the last modified amendments has been added. So remember, idea the last modified amendments has been added. So remember, idea the last modified amendments has been added. So remember, idea the last modified amendments has been added. So remember, idea the last modified amendments has been added. So you may be thinking, okay, educational for all. Whether everybody got the education, that is a second matter. That is a debatable matter. This will come when you put a policy like that, that will naturally come into effect in your day-to-day life. That you can see that if you wanted to get a driving license, you should have a 10th standard certificate. If you wanted later on any kind of certificates, you should have a 10th standard certificate. So that become compulsory for everybody. The primary to at least to up to the 10th preliminary education should be compulsory for everyone. That was the idea behind the 1986 educational policy.
Last question section stop കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ഷെയറിംഗ് കൊടുത്ത് മിനിമൈസ് ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷം മാത്രമേ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വീഡിയോ കിട്ടുള്ളൂ.
So that was the motto behind in the 1986 model. Now comes the 2020 model. 2020, now it is time to think higher. That is, in 1986, as I told you, it is education for all. But 2020, National Education Policy 2020 is saying more concentrating on quality rather than for all. They wanted to increase the quality of education in all aspects, from the primary school to the higher educational level. The entire quality will be changed, and they wanted to bring back all dropouts. There used to be a huge number of dropouts. Dropouts in the sense those who cannot study with because of their lack of income, or they're not able to cope up with the class conditions, cope up with the languages. There are huge number of issues. See, in Kerala, you know that the regional language is Malayalam, but there are people in Kerala, those who cannot speak or write in Malayalam. They use kind of Dravidian Tamil or kind of a mixed Malayalam Tamil in the tribal areas. So in what languages they should learn? So there are, when you go to the other states, there are some states like Himachal Pradesh, there are 6 languages are there. It is not Hindi, which is used in Himachal Pradesh. There are more than 6 languages, Pahadi, Dogri. There are so many huge languages, number of languages are running in India. Some of them don't have even written scriptures. So that is the condition. So how do we implement such kind of a huge system? That is a that will become a bigger task. And how do we improve the educational system into a particular level? That is also a bigger task. So the complete educational, what they are expecting is at least up to 1930, up to 2030, they wanted 50% should be implemented. The gross should be 50%. That's what their idea is. Let's move on to the next slide. How do they prepare it? How do the national education policy form? The national education policy, I don't know how many of them are aware of that. It is open for everybody through www.mygovernment.in. You can even give any kind of suggestion at the date I shown in the slides. But now it is over. Anyway, it was from 26 Jan to 31st October. There was a time for every Indian citizens can give their own ideas, their own suggestions, which may be or may not be included in the scriptures. Then that was the one way. The second way was nearly 2.5 lakhs gram panchayat, 6,600 blocks, 6,000 GLBs, 676 districts, all included. Or from there, all feedbacks has been collected. Then forms the draft NEP 2019 summary was formed, because after summary it has to be there for discussion. Once the discussion over in all parliamentary offices, all parliamentary, even including MLA, MP, everybody, and educational board everywhere, it has to be discussed. It has to be, their feedback has to be collected. Then only it will come as a rules, implement the rule. So draft NEP has formed in 2019, summary has formed, and that too in a 22 languages. Then educational dialogues made with the MPs of AP, Kerala, Telangana, DN, Pondicherry, Karnataka, and Odisha. So they formed a different MPs panel, and they have dialogue delivery has been done on this summary. Then special meeting, then parliamentary standing committee on HRD, human resource development, which all happened. Then only the ultimate national educational policy has implemented. So how do they focus? They focused in 3 segments. Usually the first focus is obviously to the schools. The second is to the teachers. Third is to the higher education system. So it goes on like that. Why it is divided means the foundation should be strong. Then only when we talk about the higher education and all those things will be applicable only after the school education. So what they are doing in the school, that's what the first thing is. New national curriculum framework for school, teachers, adult education, etc. Board examination, medium of instruction still at least grade 5, and preferably till grade 8 and beyond in home languages, mother tongue, regional languages. That is, what they are thinking is every kid from the country should learn minimum 3 languages. We are doing it. Of course, in Kerala, you are learning Hindi, Malayalam, and English. There are 3 languages. In the same way, every state, every place in India, they should, or in a broad way, you can say 130 million people of India should learn 3 languages. That's what their ideology is. And the smaller kids, like what you say, from the KG, pre-KG, LKG, UKG, first and second, they all should be learned in their mother tongue. That is the another thing what they are saying. Then tracking students' progress every time, national assessment, NTA to offer common entrance examinations for everybody. Then book promotion policies like digital libraries, because the library system itself changing, because you can hear everything through your net. So the digitalization of the library is very necessary. Then transparent online self-disclosure for public oversight and accountability. So in the sense, you can say universalization of early childhood care education, that is ECCE. That you wanted, they wanted the entire system to be universalized. That is, whatever we are learning, whatever we are studying, whatever the syllabus we are going through should be acceptable to entire universe. It is not that Kerala you have one syllabus, Karnataka you have another, Tamil Nadu you have another, and there is which something we studied over here which is not there in the other states. It should not be like that. The entire India, there should be a single syllabus, so that wherever you go, whatever you studied in the school days or even the higher education will be similar everywhere. That you already seen in the case of Pharmaceutical Council of India. Now, after your B.Pharm, wherever you go in India, the syllabus is same. Previously, it was when we studied our B.Pharm, it was not like that. Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science will have one, and Kannur University will have another. Kerala University is something else, and Dr. MGR Medical University is something else. And if you go to North, there are something else. So you can't, if you studied somewhere, you cannot work somewhere. That is the ultimate funda. So now they are saying that there should be a single syllabus. Now with pharmacy education itself, you can go anywhere and you can say that, okay, I'm pharmacist, means everybody knows what you studied in your syllabus. In the same way, the kids or the children should have the same syllabus all over the nation, so that whether the child studied first standard in Kerala or second standard in Jammu Kashmir, there should not be any difference. He or she should be eligible to study further in any of the state in India. Sorry. Now, the structure of school education is changing. That is usually the structure is 10+2. That is the structure what we are following. That is, the kid will join in a school at the age of 6. Because according to the government, there is no LKG, UKG. Once you joined in the school, you are 6 years old. That is the minimum, that is the law of government. That is the policy of government up to now. So whether you might have studied LKG, you might have went for Montessori, so many things. But none of them matter. If you have 6 years, you are supposed to join for first standard, and nobody can say no to you. That is the condition, and you will keep on studying up to 10th standard. Once you completed the 10th standard, then your curriculum changes. Then it is known as +1 and +2, called as higher secondary. Now they change. Now they changed in such a way that it is 5 + 3 + 3 + 4. Of course, it is not applicable for you because you all completed 12th standard, I know. But still, you should know what is going to happen very soon. The first 5 define pre-KG, LKG, UKG, first and second, which is known as fundamental study. Fundamental study in the sense, what do you say? You don't have to see or by heart anything. The age, at this age, you're supposed to touch and learn, see and learn. Suppose for a kid, if you are teaching about a cube for 1 hour, they may not understand what clearly the cube is. But better you give a cube and ask them to touch it. Then easily they will understand what is a cube. And you wanted to teach them which is bigger and which is smaller. Then give them a smaller cube, give them a bigger cube, and ask them to put in the bigger one. Then they will understand what is the size variation is. So the teaching pattern should be like that. The teachers should be modified in that way that they should touch and they should learn. They should see and they should learn. I mean, I used to see that some English medium schools, they used to teach them A, B, C, D. Therefore, like A for apple, B for boy, C for cat, like R for radish. What rubbish is that? R for radish, we in Kerala, did you ever seen a radish? So how you are going to teach a student R is radish? So it should not be like that. It should be the word which known to the kid. R for rabbit. What is the problem with that? R for rabbit. And there are so many nursery songs which is formed by British or formed by Americans. Still it is singing. Shoot an arrow, Red Indians, something like that. There are Red Indians, shoot an arrow. Even the kids don't know who is Red Indians. They only know Indians. Then how they will get to know what is the meaning of the exact meaning of this one. It was old back in America, it is written. So depends on the nature, depends on the flavor of the state, depends on the flavor of the language, depends on the flavor of the kids. The syllabus has to be changed. But still, teaching like this will not work out. That's what they are saying on the first 5 years. They should touch, learn, and see, and they should learn it. If it is one, they should know what one exactly is. How do one can be written? How do one is exactly is? Everything should be learned by touch and seeing. Then only they will understand. That is the fundamental years of a kid. Then the next is 3 years. That is after 5 years. Then next is 3 years. That starts from 3 to 5. 3 to 5, they are preparatory time. Preparatory time is the one which they are coming into education, coming into educational system, and they are cultivating themselves. So the first 5 years they are already molded, because that is the most crucial years of a kid or crucial years of a man. That 6 years, the entire character is formed. Then the another 3 years, you are modified into receive the education. The another 3 years, that is term 6 to 8, is known as middle school. It is already there in many countries. They are known as middle schools. Here also it is going to be implemented, middle school. Middle school is the one which you will start learning. There the learning process begins. Before the mold is ready, now they are ready to learn. At the last 3 years, I mean from 6 to 8, they will start learning. Now the exact learning happened in the last 4 years. That is 9, 10, 11 and 12. Now all the 4 will be known as higher secondary. Now it is +1 and +2. Now from 9th onwards, +1, +2, +3, +4. There will be 4 years in the higher secondary. That is the most dramatic change happened in national education scheme in school level. Now, curriculum integrate 21st century skills. That is, your old system should be changed. That is using the old calculator, isn't it? Old ways of mathematics. All these things should be changed because it's artificial intelligence time. Still, the people used to say that if 88 into 88, how much? We all learn the same pattern, like 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 1 is just like by hearting it, just like a table or just like a poem. We even used to learn the poems by heart. But what is the purpose? I don't know. Just ask us to learn it and just vomit it. We used to do that, and that time the teachers used to come with the sticks, and they used to say, okay, start from the beginning. Okay, the first kid will start 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 1, 2, 3 into 1, 3, then the next one. So keeps on going. That type of teaching should be changed. Then there should not be much rigidity in the sciences, especially like arts, science, curricular, extracurricular, vocational, academic. There are different streams. Some people may be good at science, some may be good at arts. So you can't say that, okay, this is peak cream level, this is something another. There should not be such kind of deviations. It should be a mixture. It should be, the kids should be 360-degree changeable. What means at any moment, they should be adaptable to any condition. They should learn the music, They should learn the science. They should learn the arts, everything together. So that usually there was a quote by Bill Gates. Bill Gates used to say that the 21st century will be the century like whatever we are studying, like we finished +2, B Pharm, M Pharm, PhD goes on. It's a hard level of teaching, hard level of study. It's a science and you are keep on doing in science. You don't know, you know nothing other than that. You just know science. And those who study English keeps on BA, MA, PhD, they know only English, nothing more than that. It should not be like that. It is, the base should be formed and it should be flexible. Everything should be incorporated. Then only the future will be much beneficial, because there are supporting artificial intelligence in every way. So we should improve ourselves into such a way. Then, of course, gender inclusion, KGBV, like different other than male and female. Reduction in curriculum to core concept, like rather than giving the jack of all, give specific. Why unnecessary giving the portions which is not necessary for that year? So give only necessary to study. Then vocational integration from class 6 onwards. That is, kid should learn hand work from 6th standard onwards. Anything, maybe typing skill, maybe clay modeling, maybe coloring, maybe music, but one skill should be identified by the teacher and promoted for that one. Then only that enhances the mindfulness, enhances the happiness in the students. That's what the National Educational says. And the deviation, like as I told you, different differentiations in, like this is core science group, core maths group, core other language group. It should not be like that. Focus on other areas too. Literature, scientific vocabulary of Indian languages. They are saying that there are scientific methods in Indian languages or different languages. That should be incorporated with that. Then there should be a language faculty in every educational institutions, whether it may be professional or whatever it may be. Languages is necessary. Then only it will be fruitful. Because what you studied should be in a position to express too. So language, there should not be any barrier between language and science. Then research on languages should be strengthened. Strengthening national institutes. They are telling every district should have a university. Every district have such a kind of university where all kind of languages, musics, and everything together can work out. There should not like the conventional university what you are seeing. They are telling about the other type of university where all together can sit and give the interactions between them. Maybe somebody from music field, somebody from literature field, somebody from the medicinal field, anyway. But there should be interactions between them. There should not be any hard separation. Then culture awareness. Then promoting traditional arts. Then school or school complexes, having all kind of system. It should not be in a rigid way. A school is the one which should have everything. They should have a yoga ground. They should have all kind of language interactions, etc. That's what they are talking about the school. Now comes your area or our area, that is higher education. This is what I told in the first beginning itself, 50% of gross enrollment ratio by 2035. That's what we expecting, 50% gross enrollment. That already showing one more thing, we are not at 50% gross enrollment is not there right now. So we are expecting it on 2035. Then holistic and multidisciplinary education, that is flexibility in subjects. It is very simple, and but unfortunately it is not applicable for you. Maybe after 10 years it will be applicable. What they are saying is UG program. Currently there are two types of UG programs, 3-year UG programs and 4 years. Right now what we are doing is a 4-year UG program, B Pharm. If you are in a BSc, it is a 3-year UG program. If you are doing a 3-year UG program, you have 2 years PG program. If your degree is 3 years, that is BSc, then MSc is 2 years. But if you are BPharm, then your MPharm is 1 year. That's what they are saying. That is very happy news, isn't it? You don't have to go for a 2-year MPharm program. Why they are reducing it? Because they are saying the last year of the UG program should be more emphasized on research, so that you can directly land in the 1-year research program, those who is completing 4-year programs. That's what they are saying. Now, one more term they used, multiple entry and exit. That is even much smarter than that. After first year BPharm, if you feel that you cannot continue right now, you can drop it. And some more the other year, you can come and join. There will be a universal credit bank. Your credit in the first year will be stored there. And if you join somewhere in the second year, you can continue from there. So that is multiple entry and exit. It is not necessary that 4 years continuously study. You can study 1 year now. Second year, you can study some other time. If you wanted to work for 2 years and then come back again and pursue the degree, you can do it. So that gives students more flexibility in learning process, that you don't have to depend your parents for studying. After 1 year or second year, if your cash is running out, you can go for work and come back. Your credit will be remain there, so that you don't have to study from the beginning again. That is multiple entry and exit. Then integrated 5-year bachelor's and master's degree is promoting, and MPhil is discontinued. There will not be no more MPhils. After MSc or MPharm or whatever it may be, you can directly go for PhD. Then credit transfer and academic bank credits. That's I already told you. Credit you can transfer to anywhere. You don't have to study in the same college. You can go to another colleges. Then in higher education system, research intensive or teaching intensive universities and autonomous degree granting colleges. Autonomosity will be provided for all the colleges which have certain credits or certain level of teaching pattern. Then multidisciplinary educations and research universities. That's what they are more emphasized on. Multidisciplinary education. You be in a BPharm or you be in an MPharm in one subject doesn't mean you should do PhD in that only. You can do multidisciplinary. You can combine so many areas to your this one. Suppose don't have to think about only medicines, what happens for the disease. You can think music therapy. You can think about yoga, what is happening after doing yoga, what happens to the particular disease. That is also incorporated. So for that, you need to know the music very well. Then only you will get to know, only knowing the scientific aspects of human body won't work out. You need to know different areas. So such educational system should be promoted. Then higher education, graded autonomy, academic and administrative and financial level. That even Kerala is also starting the same. You can apply for autonomous system. Your academic segment and administrative and financial segment will be governed by the college, and the certificate will be provided by the university. It is already implemented, and those colleges having a particular grade or particular standards, obviously there will be inspection. After those inspection, if your credit level is more than that, definitely you will get an autonomous level, so that you can change your academic nature according to the present condition. What you are studying is most of the things what we are seeing in the syllabus is history. It is not applicable. You will be taught by the pharmacology teacher that antibiotic penicillin. Where is penicillin right now? There is no penicillin. Penicillin 5 is applicable right, is running now. Penicillin is already outdated, and the pharmacology teacher will tell you penicillin is obtained from Penicillium notatum. Unfortunately, Penicillium notatum is not at all used now. Penicillium chrysogenum is the useful one, and that too a lot of change is happening. So what we are teaching and what we are there, what is there in the syllabus and what a student should learn. So there is so much gap, and what is happening in the industry. So what we are in the academy and what is there in the industry, what is there in the society should be joined together. Then only right away completion of the course you can work with the society. Otherwise, what you studied will be history, and you start learning from that moment onwards, everything is new. So that change should be reduced. Phasing out affiliation system, national mission on mentoring, independent board of governance, single regulator for higher education, that is, examination should be monotonous. Examination should be similar in all state. There should not be a different level of examinations for different same courses. Previously, Kerala used to have an entrance, Tamil Nadu is having another entrance. Even the students used to run after 12th, first entrance writing from Kerala, then second entrance go to Tamil Nadu. So that has to be gradually lifted, and for the entire country, it should be same. That's what the National Education 2020 is calling for. Online self-disclosure based transparent system for approval, that is inspection. Common norms for public and private philanthropic partnership, fee fixations within board regulatory framework, then public investment, at least 6% GDP. Do you know one thing, like if you wanted to do a research, something related with the industry, every industry should give fund for you, because that is there in the rule, because we never used to do that and the company never used to give that. If you have a particular project that is quite relevant for the company, all the company working in India should give a lump sum of amount for the society, so that they can do it for the research, or they can do it for the school education. You can do it for anything, but it should be suitable for the society. So you can get funding from any of the industry if your work is quite similar to what they are doing and what necessary for them. If you design like that, you will get the funding from industries also, and even with the higher councils also. Then that GDP they are counting as National Research Foundation, or NRF. Internationalization of education. What you studied over here should be applicable anywhere in the world. Integration of vocational, teacher, and professional education. The first thing is teacher should be changed. Not only the students, the teacher should be changed. I tell you, my daughter, when she take the online class, she used to say, or her classmates used to say to the teacher that, "Ma'am, we can't hear you. Ma'am, we can't see you." After hearing a lot of this, the poor teacher will say that, "Oh, you can't hear you, then we will continue the class on next day." Then everybody say, "Okay, thank you, madam." So how do they hear that? So the teacher should understand the kids are more brilliant than us. They are born into the higher, artificial intelligence world. We are migrants. When we born, there was nothing. We were not aware of the first mobile which I purchased. It was on when I was doing my M.Pharm. That time incoming call was also chargeable. Now the kids are roaming around with, I don't know what all other things they have. Even if I wanted to do, I should ask my students, or I should ask my kids, so what I'm supposed to do with this. So that is the condition, because we are supposed to change. Otherwise, we will be updated. We will be outdated very soon. Then special education zone for disadvantaged regions. That was there in the previous educational policy too. Disadvantaged people, and a national institution for Pali, Persian, and Prakrit, National Education Technology Forum. Then MHRD. They are going to change very soon. They are going to change the names of the different authorization unit like UGC, ICTE. All will comes under a single platform. Will be known as Ministry of Education very soon. It was from the beginning onwards, the central government was saying that we are going to club everything together. So you can expect that very soon. Then the technology, that is a main factor of all this. Technology is changing day by day. Now the phone is there in the watch. Previously phone was there in the pocket or something. Now phone is there in the watch. You can see everything. You can do artificial intelligence in the, now we are struggling with that. Some of the universities already started it. That when the students write the examination, artificial intelligence implemented cameras are there. You can even see the students answering which question. Because the platform is changing like that. So now the teachers has to learn that. Then only they can teach them. You are going to, even the modern era, the most funny thing is that a teacher, definition of a teacher is changed. Teacher is the one who competes with Google, is a teacher. So a teacher has to compete with Google always. Because you might be teaching something and definitely the student will be Googling it. And if it is wrong, student will definitely say, ma'am, whatever you said is wrong. So you are always competing with the Google. So you have to enhance it. So national education policy is giving more strength or more platform for the teacher education purpose. They are increasing the B.Ed colleges and going to implement for every teachers should undergo training before going with the children, before going with the kids, especially even with a higher education because they are adolescent age. That time also the teacher should have an idea what all kind of issues, what all kind of new technologies they can use. Then regional language, virtual labs, national education technology forum, digital equipping schools, teachers and students. Now the outcome they are expecting is universalization will happen on 2030, attending foundational learning and numerical skill through national mission, 100% GER in preschool, secondary school level, 2030. That is all kids will be there on 2030 for higher secondary education. That's what they believe. Bring back 2 crores out of school in children. That is reduce the dropouts. Teachers to be prepared for the assessment reforms by 2023. That is within 2 years, the teachers will be undergoing very rigid training protocol so that they can handle the kids much easier way. Inclusive and equitable education system by 2030. Board exam to test core concepts and application of knowledge. Every child will come out of schools adapt in at least one skills. Common standards for all. This was the committee members who implemented the system. I think one name very familiar for you, Kasturi Rangan. The rest of the names it may be may not be much known for you. Kasturi Rangan obviously, because the Kerala media always wash with Kasturi Rangan. I hope the seminar was not beyond your head, and as I told you, the entire system is divided into 3. One is for school education, second is for higher education, third is for the teachers. So the main concept behind is they are going to change the system, that is 10 plus 2 into 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Then the higher education also, they are multiple entry and exit system, and they are going to club. That is the rigidity among the science and arts and language, etc. is going to be removed, or they are trying to reduce the rigidity. That's what they are saying. So, and of course, more emphasis on the school education as the beginning. As we all know that most of the kids are going through just like a mug up the things and writing the examination and passing through. That is not the correct way. They are going to change the examination pattern. That's what the National Education Policy says. Practice again and again, then learn it. It is not just whatever the teacher is giving, just by hearting it and giving it in the paper and passing out. No use of it. If you understood by heart, it will be there in your mind at any time. That's what National Education Policy 2020 means for. Now, how much we follow it and how much they are aiding it depends on that. The effectiveness of National Education Policy will be. And as I told you, 1986, their motto was education for all. Now, definitely the time has changed. It is 21st century. Now, at least some of the higher education, they are wanted to be in the knowledge base superpower. And on 2030, that is a dream of National Education Policy. Let's hope it will leads into that. So with that, I think I've taken more time. I don't know. Now I am finishing. Now, as per your coordinators, if you have any doubts, you can ask.
ഞാനിവിടെ എന്നെ പിൻ ചെയ്തിടണോ? വേണ്ടല്ലോ, ഞാനത് വെച്ചപ്പോരെ. Since we had a few ideas regarding the topic, but the session done by Dr. Arun Kumar KV made us much more aware about the various aspects of national education policy. Thank you, sir, for the informative session. And now we will go ahead and take some time for the questions now. Just a reminder, please be sure to type your questions into the question box in your control panel or raise your hands.
I think Ranjit has raised a hand. Ranjit, if you can hear me, you can shoot your question.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'm just trying to. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Arun Kumar, thank you for this very informative talk on this very important topic. Actually, I thank the coordinator for organizing this talk. And I'm working in Muscat in a university here in Oman. And we have a similar system as you had mentioned, Dr. Arun, that in my university we have this multiple entry and multiple exit system. And it has been proven to be very, very good for the students because after first 2 years of their BSc, they will get a diploma certificate and then they will come back after working in some institution or as a training assistant or somewhere, and then they will come back again and finish their BSc, which is 4-year here, so 4-year course. They'll finish the rest of the 2 years later on with their own money. So as you said, they don't have to depend on their parents. Now, my question was, do we have any kind of incubator facility being provided to do research for people who are not associated with any institutes? Can we do our ideas? Because maybe I missed the point you may have because I came a bit late. So do we have any incubator facility?
Yeah, as per the National Education Policy, they didn't given any kind of incubation facilities, but they asked the different states to begin their own implementation. So as per that, in Kerala states, what I observed is they started a DE-DISC program. That is an innovative program where you can, in their website, if you provided your innovative ideas, you don't have to be associated with any of the institution or any of the area, but if your idea is accepted by them, they're scrutinized by them, you'll be provided with the funding for your for next activities up to your patency. You can go through, and your patency will be also yours. So they are giving for even both the cases, like for research and for new ventures like entrepreneurship also, they are giving this benefit. So it is from the Kerala government, what I heard. So if you are providing your idea, like even the BPharm students, even the students can also give their name with a new idea. It should be, only thing is that it should not be copied from anywhere. It should be relevant for the society. In that case, you will get the funding. That's what the incubation system they are giving.
Yes, it's by the state. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the information. So
Thank
once
you.
again, thank you, Dr. Arun Kumar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's look like we covered all our questions. Is there anything else you wanted to cover before you wrap up? Now I request Mr. Jolly Samu, Associate Professor, KMP College of Pharmacy, for the vote of thanks.
Good evening, sir. As all good things come to end in life. So in the webinar, on behalf of KMP College of Pharmacy, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed this webinar on National Education Policy organized by KMP College of Pharmacy in association with the Institution Council. At the outset, I thank our resource person, Dr. Arun Kumar KV. I am proud to say that I have colleagues at Rajiv Gandhi College of Pharmacy, Kasaragod. He is a really talented person, and today we are really engaged with your knowledge and presence. We are grateful to our management for the support and motivation. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. J. Nandanumar, for his enthusiastic support. A special thank to our organizing committee and teaching, non-teaching staff for their support and coordination. Our helpful thank to our participants for this active participation. With these warm words and a kind message, we move to the end of today's seminar. Okay, once again, thank you, sir.
Hope I can leave it, isn't it? May I leave?
Yeah. Great, thank you everyone. We appreciate your being here. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to inform you that next webinar on coming series, it will be coming soon. So we can hope you next to see again. Thank you all.